Get ready for The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's dedicated update show. Events, businesses, and people. Anything and anyone causing a ripple in the community. And now, let's dive in to The Splash Live.
Good morning and welcome to The Splash Live. I am Larry Nyland. Thank you to everyone from West Bloomfield, Keego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, and Orchard Lake for tuning in on this wonderful Tuesday morning. The Splash Live is Greater West Bloomfield's very own daily TV and radio streaming show. Watch us live Monday through Friday from 9:30 to 10 a.m. on Civic Center TV. Catch us on Comcast Channel 15, AT&T Channel 99, on the web at civiccentertv.com, on Civic Center TV's Facebook app, and you can even listen live on 89.3 Lakes FM. The Splash Live is part of Civic Center TV and Lake FM's 90 minutes of live local programming. We'll take a look at the weather today. It's going to be a beautiful fall day as that continues with mostly sunny skies at a high of around 70. Tonight, clear skies going down to around 48. And then on Wednesday, hump day, as they say, partly cloudy skies and an unseasonably warm 73 degrees. Well, looking at some headlines, the West Bloomfield Laker football team got back on track Friday night with a decisive win over Lake Orion, 41-14. Our own Tyler Keefe had the chance to talk with Coach Tyrese Grice and asked him what was different in this week's win compared to last week's tough loss.
I think a good week of practice and the focus on the details and let guys know that when you're coming back from a loss, it's what you have to really do to prepare for the next game to get over that loss. And we did a good job with that with an excellent week of practice.
What was really interesting about this team coming in this week was it had some injuries, had some other issues that kept some guys out of the game. And the way that your team adjusted was to have guys kind of switching between several different positions, especially on the offensive side, particularly at the quarterback. That versatility really coming into play, particularly with Samaj Morgan, Brody Picour, and Kenneth Jones III playing quarterback. Was that something that was planned throughout the week, or was that something that was kind of that new wrinkle near the end coming into Lake Orion?
Well, we were out our quarterback, so we tried to basically put in packages that fit each person. And I think we did a good job offensively, like with that, putting Samaj out there in the situational. And he came out and made two phenomenal catches, and having Brody out there running the ball and also having Jaws out there really running that ball at the quarterback position. It gives an extra blocker that will help execute our running game.
And having those guys step up too down the depth chart, come in into really more playing time than they're used to seeing on a given week, even in those games that are kind of lopsided where you put the second and third string guys in later on in the game. Having them come in and step up, what does that speak to in terms of your team's ability to move forward this season, continue to have success, and most importantly, compete for a championship?
Oh, yeah. At the end of the day, you got to build depth because it's a long season. Guys going to get hurt. It's just part of football. And you just got to be prepared and ready, so the next guy got to be ready to go. So we had some guys that did step up. Tate came in at running back and really had some good running plays. We had some receivers out there. We was also hurting at the D-back position as well, so we had to play some offensive guys. And Pippin played corner for us because we had three D-backs out, and they was out during the Rochester game as well. So we was able to move some pieces to make sure that we function and not lose a beat offensively and defensively.
Yeah, defensive side of the ball, excellent as well, getting to the football, putting pressure on the quarterback, and really excellent in coverage, too. 3 interceptions for your team, Adrian Epps, Montel Johnson, and Samaj Morgan, becoming only the 39th player in the history of football, high school football in Michigan to return an interception for 100 yards or more. Your defense was spectacular last week.
Well, you know, we took pride in that, giving up 35 points the week before. And the defensive guys really realized, hey, we got to play our best game every day and every week. So we just can't come out and expect teams to fall. We got to go out there and make it happen, earn the respect on defense. So we did a good job in our preparation this week. And although we was kind of banged up on the defensive side of the ball, a few of our backup guys stepped up and made plays.
Depth definitely helped, and of course talent and versatility on the offensive and defensive side of the ball, certainly a huge help last week against the Lake Orion Dragons. Coach, your key takeaways from that game against Lake Orion and what that means for your team going forward, to have some of the positives that came out of Lake Orion be what they were and be so significant in that game.
Well, winning always changed attitudes, and it's good that we got back on the winning column moving forward. But going into the playoff, we really got to be moving in the right direction, moving in stride, and all facets of the game need to be clicking. So we able to really establish our running game. So that was something that was intentional. And so we did a good job in that area. Of course, we didn't have our quarterback, but we was able to manage the passing game as well.
This Friday, the Lakers host the Oxford Wildcats, who continue their emotional season following the tragic events of last November. As always, tune into the game live on Civic Center TV and WBTV. And if you don't have time to sit down and watch it, listen on the go at 89.3 Lakes FM. Looking over at Sylvan Lake, there was a note from Sylvan Lake Police Chief Corey O'Donohue, and the chief states the Sylvan Lake Police Department would like to thank Junior Officer Caitlin for backing up Officer Morgan this weekend while he patrolled the Pumpkin Patch event at the community center on Sunday. Everyone at the event felt extra safe with Caitlin on duty, and I think there just might be a place for Caitlin here at Civic Center TV as our head of security. We're going to take a quick break here on the Splash Live, and when we get back, we'll talk with some great local musicians at West Bloomfield High School. That's next here on the Splash Live.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
Let's relish these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the festivals going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer. Because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine to keep safe and strong. Be happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
And now, back to the Splash Live.
Welcome back to the Splash Live. I am Larry Nyland. Well, the annual Prism Concert at West Bloomfield High School will be back in all its glory on October 19th. Joining us now to talk all about it is Fine Arts Coordinator and Choral Director at West Bloomfield High School, Sheryl Hauk, along with Kylie Harmala, President of the Choir Student Board, Daniel Lee, Symphony Master, and Kyle Gleason, the Band Drum Major. Thank you all for joining us this morning.
Hello, how are you today?
Great, how you folks doing?
Great. Kyle is our choir president, and Kylie is our band representative today. And of course our orchestra. So we're glad to be here today. Thanks for inviting us.
Oh, you're welcome. So Sheryl, can I first ask you, can you talk a little bit about what the Prism Concert is and how this is a big event this year as it is back for all to enjoy with no restrictions?
Yeah, so our Prism Concert is a collaboration of all the music departments. Orchestra, band, choir, and we have every music student sing on it. And with COVID, we weren't able to do that. And last year we did it with masks and we had to limit who was coming in. This year is the first time in many years that everyone's going to be there, and we'll have a big finale and we're inviting the community. So we really appreciate that. Our classes are changing. Excuse the bell.
Oh, it's all good. So whenever we have any sort of artists on, we always like to ask them, what inspired you to make music? What brought out that energy in you to want to do that in your life? I'll ask that first to Kylie, if you may.
So it started when I was 6 years old. My parents got me pretty involved with music. My mom played the clarinet too and the saxophone. So music was in the family, and I dove heads first into it, and that's basically what I've been doing every single day since I was 6 years old, is just music.
And Kyle, how about you?
I also started with music at a young age, although my family was not musically involved. It started in my church, actually, which I started performing at talent shows when I was, I believe, 5. And from then I joined the church choir, and I have not stopped singing since. Moved all the way up to middle school and high school to where I am now.
And Daniel, the question to you as well. And also, can I ask you, you are listed as a symphony master. What exactly is a symphony master?
Well, more specifically, it's more like just the leader of a group. Well, usually the first violin concertmaster is the leader, but I played viola, and so there's not really a specific name for that. So yeah, I just lead the orchestra and like warming up, tuning, and sectionals, obviously. So yeah.
So we referenced earlier that everything is back to normal this year after the COVID pandemic. And I wanted to ask each of you, what was it like being a musician during the pandemic when it was a time where you couldn't really have an audience? And a musician without an audience, you know, it's difficult to create music. So could I ask you first, Kyle?
On the choir side, it's really difficult because in an a cappella choir like Lake Express, you are used to having to deal with blend and how you sound with everybody else. And doing that digitally, it just doesn't work. So yeah, that was a challenge, lining everything up digitally. And on the audience side, like you said, you don't have the feedback from someone watching you and, you know, clapping for you. And as someone who really enjoys the performance side, it was really difficult. However, I did my best to get inspiration from my own personal growth, and that was what I used to kind of anchor myself during this time. Was if I could improve myself, then I'd be better for when I came out, and we could do this all again.
And Kylie, how about you?
It was definitely really hard. I very vividly remember 7 a.m. Band classes over Zoom and waking my parents up in the morning trying to play the clarinet through a camera. It was really hard because especially with the echo and you couldn't hear each other. And then a lot of music is actually the community, and over a camera you don't get that same community. You don't get the same community feeling, and so it was really hard just not being around other people that you really enjoy being around all the time.
And Daniel, what about you?
And for me, during the pandemic, on a personal level, I definitely lost motivation to practice. I found myself just not practicing as much at home. And since there were no like in-person performances, I don't know, like I just lost the feeling of like confidence too. So definitely after the pandemic was over, I had to like rebuild that confidence that I lost. So that was interesting.
And for you, Sheryl, what were the challenges for you trying to teach and instruct musicians during the pandemic?
Well, I'm a choir teacher, so the latency on any of the technology, they couldn't sync together. We tried all different kinds of software. It was huge in our business. And when we came back, of course, having to wear masks and being 6 foot difference made a huge difference on how they felt like a team singing together. And so those were challenges that I never thought I'd have to have, but we got through it, and I'm really proud of the kids.
So now, is everyone here a veteran of the Prism Concert, or is this the first Prism for some of you?
This would definitely be, so my sophomore year, we didn't have one because of COVID, but this is definitely, I am a veteran of the Prism Concert and experience.
Yeah, we have also done all the Prism concerts that happened.
So
they're all
go ahead.
They're all seniors, and so they had the experience pre-COVID, and then last year sort of, and this year back to having their freshman year. I don't know why we have so many bells.
You know, I tell you the truth, I'm not even hearing them, so it's all good. It's just the musical atmosphere of the interview. So I'm going to ask each of you, when you perform your music, is there someone that comes to see you perform that you really enjoy performing for, that makes you the happiest when you're out there doing what you love to do? First to you, Daniel.
Yeah, definitely my mom, because she invested a lot of time and like effort into having me like pursue music. So I enjoy playing for her, show her how much I've grown over the years.
And Kyle.
Of course, my parents, who like dance, have always supported me in my music. Although for me, the greatest feeling is getting some of my friends who have never been to a fine arts performance, and when I finally convinced them to come to a concert, and then they're like, wow, that was really cool. I feel like kind of like my duty is done. Like I've introduced them to the theater world, choir world, and I really like that feeling.
And how about you, Kylie?
I really do. It really is special when my family and grandparents show up. But I will say one of my favorite things is actually playing for the other people in the band. I have a special memory last year. I was playing the Barry saxophone for a concert for the first time, and I brought it out on stage. And I hadn't told any of my friends that I was switching instruments. And I came out on stage, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And it was just like getting to play for other people that you really like to be around and really care about is one of the greatest feelings.
So you're all seniors. You'll be leaving West Bloomfield High School. What are your future aspirations in music? Do you all want to continue that as you go on to perhaps a college setting? How about you, Kylie?
So right now, I'm currently the drum major for the marching band, and I already plan. I'm filling out my forms already to do college marching band next year, wherever I end up. And I'm not going to major in music. That's not my plan, but there's a really good possibility that I'll minor in something, either with guitar or some type of music performance.
And Daniel?
The same with like Kylie. I'm not majoring in music, but I want to continue playing in the orchestra. So my dream college is U of M, and they have a great campus college. So I plan on joining that.
And how about you, Kyle?
Like the others, I want to major in something a little bit unrelated, like biomedical engineering. However, I would love to minor in like music science. So how, the neuroscience of how you interpret music. So the science behind music, I would definitely minor in.
And Sheryl, I'm guessing next year you'll be back teaching the choir at the high school in the West Bloomfield School District?
Yes, I hope so. For sure.
So Sheryl, can you remind everyone when and where the Prism Concert will be on October 19th?
So it's at our West Bloomfield Auditorium, which is newly renovated. So we really invite the community to come and see it. It is 7 o'clock, 2 weeks from today, October 19th. And we'd love for the community to come. The idea of the Prism Concert is that music goes around the room without any kind of clapping, like a prism light. And then at the end, there's a finale. So the music is all over the place. Prism would be as shedding light on, the darkness. So please come out.
Well, I want to thank you all for joining us this morning, and thank you all for sharing your musical gifts with us all the time and at the Prism Concert later this month.
Thank you so much.
That was Sheryl Hauk, Kylie Harmala, Daniel Lee, and Kyle Gleason. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll visit with a spa that can fulfill all of your aesthetic needs. That's next here on The Splash Live.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live.
Now that the vaccine is available for children 5 and up, why do you recommend it?
Kids are part of the community and they can spread COVID.
We're seeing both healthy children getting sick from the virus as well as children with underlying health conditions.
They can easily bring the virus home to other people that are vulnerable and make them sick as well.
This vaccine can change that and keep children safe.
It's essential that your children get vaccinated to protect them, to protect your families, and to protect those in the community around you.
You know, it's peaceful, it's quiet, and the noise and stress of life can sometimes disappear.
It's the Great Lakes water, and so what people do ends up in our waterways.
It's for our health and safety, it's for our economy, it's for protecting the environment that we all enjoy and we all need to survive.
So clearing storm drains and the areas nearby of trash and leaves helps keep them for rain only.
We're all about one water in this region. We're all connected. We all have a role.
Let's whoop it up for these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the cheering going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
And now, back to The Splash Live.
Welcome back to the Splash Live. I am Larry Nyland. Well, not a day goes by where someone doesn't walk up to me and say, "Hey, Larry, did you just get some aesthetic treatments?" And I usually reply no, and then they say, "Well, maybe you should." But now I have just the spot to go for those much-needed spa treatments, and that's VO Med Spa of West Bloomfield. Joining us now is a nurse practitioner from VO Med Spa, Celine Hana. Celine, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Larry. I appreciate it.
Great, thanks for joining us. So the term aesthetics that I just joked about there, what exactly does that term mean in your world, aesthetics?
So it can mean a lot of different things, but I think it varies from person to person, of course, but it's kind of like what you feel looks best, what you feel goes best, what makes someone feel good visually, whether it's the setting that they're living in, how they design their home, what they look like, certain things about them. So something can be aesthetically pleasing or just having to do with yourself.
So can you talk a little bit about some of the services that you offer there at VO Med Spa? What can we get?
Yeah, so we offer a couple different services. So I'm the nurse injector at VO. I do treatments such as like Botox, fillers, and like PRP for hair rejuvenation. We offer microneedling for skin rejuvenation. We offer 3 different types of facials. So we have our VO signature facial, we have our oxygeneo facial, and we have a hydrofacial. We also offer body contouring, so M-Sculpt Neo and Cool Sculpting as well. And yeah, pretty much varies.
So you mentioned Botox. Could you talk a little bit about Botox? I mean, what is Botox exactly? And sometimes you hear about people getting too much Botox where their face starts to look a little different than what they used to look like. Talk a little bit about Botox for us.
So I feel like Botox has gained a bad rep in some areas, but it's actually a great treatment. It's what it does is basically it's a neurotoxin, and it inhibits muscle movement where it's injected so that you can't make this face and form wrinkles or fine lines. So it's really nice, but what's important is most important is the consultation portion. So we do offer complimentary consultations at VO, and to make sure that what you're looking for is kind of what you get, so that way you're not overly treated, or you kind of get the results that you're looking for, because we have many of our patients come in wanting something natural where they can still have some movement, and that's very achievable.
And do the effects of Botox wear off after a period of time? Like, so people have to go back and get re-injected with it?
Yeah, so one thing about Botox is the longevity varies from patient to patient, but usually we like to say about 3 to 4 months is how often you'll need it.
So do you have services at your spa there that are geared strictly towards men?
Yeah, so a lot of men come in, even for facials, but for PRP for the scalp, it's your own plasma that we draw in office, your blood that we draw in office. We spin it and separate your plasma from your platelets, and we inject your plasma back into your scalp for hair rejuvenation. That's kind of the main thing that I see that men come in for. But even Botox has become really popular with men.
And like, what percentage of your clientele are men?
I would say about 10 to 15%.
Can you talk a little bit about the services you offer are meant to have people look better and then feel better? Can you talk about how that can also help with mental health as well?
Yeah, so I feel like, unfortunately, we're our harshest critic, but there's certain things that someone may come in my chair and say that they notice that maybe to the general public, they don't really notice it, but it's important to them that they correct. So whether it's sun damage or fine lines around their eyes or around their forehead, whether it be skin laxity on their abdomen, or whether they've gained some weight in their abdomen that they're having some trouble with, like the stubborn bulk that they can't get rid of. I think it's really important to have options that people are looking for that will help them feel better.
So I think a lot of times people start treatments like this, they wait till they're a little older and maybe things are starting to fall apart. But what kind of services and things do you guys do there that people could start when they're younger, in their 20s and things like that, that could make them, age a little smoother, if that makes sense?
So of course, everything we do is only in office is only so much. We can only do so much, but 70% of it is what we do at home. So I think skincare is vital. Having a correct skincare regimen, taking care of your skin, using good medical grade products, that's always important. And that's something that we can kind of help plan for people in office with our consultations. Monthly facials are really nice because it can help clean out your pores, exfoliate and hydrate your skin. I like to say that neurotoxins like Botox or Dysport are not only corrective, but it's easier to use when they're preventative because then we're preventing those fine lines and wrinkles instead of aiming to correct them, which takes a little longer and may take a couple different treatments to get to. But there's a lot of things that you can start pretty early that people are very happy about.
So are you folks offering any specials right now over at VO Med Spa?
Yeah, so we have a couple fall time specials that we just released in early October. So we have a package of 3 microneedling sessions for $600. We have a promotion on Botox where you can buy 25 units and get 10 free, a package of 3 facials at 50% off. And if you buy 2 chemical peels, you get 1 free. And this is the season of chemical peels, though. Perfect timing.
And could you let everyone know exactly where your West Bloomfield location is?
Yeah, so it's right off of Maple and Orchard Lake in the Plum Market Plaza.
And how can we find you online and through other social media?
So we have an Instagram. It's at VOMedspa_Michigan. We have a Facebook that's also VOMedspa_Michigan. And then our website, you can go to the VO website and select our location.
Well, Celine, it was very nice talking with you this morning. I think, as you can see, I probably need 1 or 2 treatments over at your office there, so I might be stopping by.
Anytime, we'd love to have you.
That was Celine Hana, nurse practitioner from VO Med Spa of West Bloomfield. That's going to just about do it today here on The Splash Live. I am Larry Nyland. A happy Monday to all of you. Or it's not Monday, it's Tuesday. A happy Tuesday to all of you from our own Greater West Bloomfield TV, radio, and streaming show. We are live Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 10 a.m. on Civic Center TV, and you can also watch us on Comcast Channel 15, AT&T Channel 99, on the web at civiccentertv.com, on Civic Center TV's Facebook app, and you can even listen live on 89.3 Lakes FM. We can also remind you that on Friday, we will be live at the big West Bloomfield-Oxford football game. Pre-game will start around 6 o'clock. Game time is 7 o'clock. It's going to be very emotional. This will be the first time West Bloomfield's facing Oxford after the horrible incidents there last November. But it should be a great game, and Oxford is trying to honor all of their students while they play this season. And the West Bloomfield Laker football team will be back doing their best to keep up their high ranking for the rest of this year. For Civic Center TV, we will see you tomorrow, West Bloomfield.